Hi everyone, welcome back to A Beautiful Mess. My name is Bonnie, and this super colorful, absolutely adorable kitchen you're looking at belongs to an equally adorable woman named Jezelle, and she lives here with her husband. And Jezelle contacted me. This was a few months ago, actually, because she found out that I am in Utah, and so is she. And as these things go, of course, she happens to live like super close to where Mira lives. So one day when I was up there to help Mira out, I told her I would stop by and just meet her, see her place, because she said that she needed some help with some tasks around her house. And when I walked in, I was like, what do you even need help with? This is a pretty clean and tidy space. But she's a bit of a perfectionist, and she just has not been able to deep clean some stuff the way that she used to be able to because of some health issues. So she wondered if I could help her get to some of these tasks, and she was willing to pay me, and it was during a time that I could use a little extra money on the side because this has not been a good year as far as YouTube goes. And then here's how she bribed me further to come and help her. All the stuff that you're seeing in this little caddy are some of my favorite cleaning tools and products that she purchased off of my list on my video descriptions. And so she said, I've even got a whole caddy of your favorite cleaning products, so you wouldn't even need to bring any of your own things. So how could I say no to that? She is seriously the warmest, sweetest person. She's like human Xanax, just a very soothing voice and calm demeanor, and you can't help but just love her. So even though this wasn't maybe the biggest transformation of a cleaning that I've ever done, I still wanted to help her out because she just had me wrapped around her little finger from the moment I met her. Initially, I had some hesitation putting this one out just because it wasn't as big of a transformation, but once I started looking at the footage again, I thought there's actually quite a lot of good stuff in this kitchen to clean, and it's pretty satisfying to watch. Plus, I was very impressed with how she has maximized the space in this kitchen. It's not the biggest kitchen, and she has really used the space well and has some fun gadgets and things that make this workable. You probably noticed some of those when I shot the opening footage. Some of the spice racks that are on the wall, and where her measuring cups and spoons are on the fridge as magnets, things like that. You'll notice those cute little things around her kitchen as I clean it. So I almost always start with the oven and get that sprayed so that the oven cleaner can start working its magic. And for the racks, this time I'm putting it inside of a garbage bag just to keep the moisture in so that it doesn't dry out and works a little better. So we'll come back to those, and it is pretty satisfying oven clean. So, and then I'm going to get this counter just cleared, and yes, I am just moving it to another surface, but that's part of the deal. You just have to move everything off, wipe it down, and then bring it back a little at a time and hopefully make it a little bit more organized as you bring it back. And if they have a dishwasher, that's usually something that I try to keep going all day. She didn't actually have that much to be cleaned, so I just did one load, I think, while I was there. So I just used Dawn Powerwash to scrub the surface of this and then wiped it off. And now I'm using some all-purpose cleaner just to sanitize that surface now. And it has an alcohol base, so it just, evaporates and just leaves a sanitized surface. And then this is where you can see some of the fun cabinets that she has, all the drawers that slide out from her cabinets to use that storage space a little easier. And then look at this cute little, what is it called? Like a, it's not a baker's rack. I'm gonna have to look this up. Okay, I'm back. I looked it up. It's called a rolling kitchen cart. What a great name for a kitchen cart that rolls. Okay, gonna wipe this down with some Dawn, not Power Wash this time, just Dawn. I don't know why. I just decided to mix it up, I guess. And I just want to point out that these little cute teacups and stuff in the background on the wall, that's fabric. Because you're probably wondering, is that wallpaper? Is it painted? Okay, probably not painted, but it's fabric. And she just has it, I think, pinned in there. I can't remember exactly how she had it hung up, but it was the cutest idea. She just had this leftover fabric that she's like, hey, why not try this? She is a woman after my own heart, because that is totally something that I can see myself doing. I get very creative like that. And here's another brilliant idea, just using a tension rod, a curtain tension rod, to hang up some of these spatulas and kitchen utensils. I'm not going to try to name them because you know how good I am at naming things. Yeah, and it's just got those little hooks that allow her to hang all that stuff up there. I don't know if that's their intended purpose, but I love how it works, and it looks super cute. She just had so many things in this kitchen I could see myself doing, and it makes me think of the unfinished basement that we had in our old house and the creative stuff I did down there. I'll have to find a picture of the under the stairs play place that I made for our kids and the use I made of that space. It's so much fun to just get super creative. This was beautifully greasy, and I tried a few different products because I don't know why I started with the pink stuff. I think I had just recently ordered some and just couldn't wait to try it. So it didn't work super well on the grease. I don't know why I didn't just go straight to Dawn Powerwash, but that was up next, so it did a much better job than the pink stuff on the grease. And later I actually find some Wyman's degreaser or grease fighter, or I don't know, you'll see the bottle in just a minute, but it did a great job too. So I always like to try new products just to see if I happen to like anything else better, but I usually always come back to Dawn Powerwash as my grease fighter, so that's just my go-to these days. And then just some of that all-purpose cleaner again, just to get any of that residue off. And yes, I probably could have done a better job on the bottoms of the doors, the door frames there, but my neck was done at this point. So I was, just the position that you have to clean that in, it was kind of hurting my neck. So I was done. It's good enough. Okay, so here's that heavy-duty degreaser. That's what it was. And she just had it, so I thought, okay, let's give this a try, see how it works. And it did great. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's any better than the Dawn Powerwash, but it's just fun to try new things sometimes. And is this not super satisfying to see all that grease come off of the ceiling? Something that I think we probably don't get to often enough. One of those deep clean items that, or maybe is on a spring cleaning checklist for some of you to wipe down your ceilings in the kitchen because they do get pretty greasy. This was another job that was really hurting my neck. I've had a disc replacement in my neck, and so it's a lot better than it was a few years ago, but it still hurts, I think, anybody to just be looking up for that long and holding a camera and wiping at the same time. And then this was just another view just showing me wiping all the fronts of the cabinets on both sides. Maybe that will satisfy some of the nitpickers out there, but I doubt it because they'll usually find something else to nitpick about, like, why didn't you pull out the stove? Why didn't you clean out the fridge? Things like that. So yeah, sometimes it's because I don't have time. Sometimes my back hurts and I'm just done. Sometimes I just don't think about it. And sometimes it's just not as important as you might think it is. So reasons. That's all you need to know. Just reasons. That's it. Okay, I'm about to ask you all to do something really, really simple that will cost you nothing. Would you be so kind as to go click like on this video? And if you haven't already become a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. And even if you have in the past, sometimes YouTube randomly unsubscribes people, so check to make sure you're still subscribed. And then turn on all notifications so that you get community posts, any updates that might be going on, and get notified when I put out new videos. And then if you wanted to, there are memberships available that you can support my channel in that way as well. So the bottom tier is $1.99 a month, and that gets you priority reply to comments and loyalty badges. The $4.99 a month gives you extra content each month. But I'm also thinking of adding a couple extra levels to my membership, so stay tuned for that. And that's where you'll want to have your notifications on when I announce those. All of those things just help me to be able to continue to do this channel and to help people that are in need of help. So I appreciate any way you could give, even if it's just liking and subscribing, because that really does help. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So 90% of the cleaning I'm doing in here, I'm using Dawn Powerwash, but since I had this pink stuff and I need to use it at some point or give it away, I guess, I thought I'd try it. And honestly, I think it's a little overrated. I mean, it does a fine job, but I don't know. I don't really see what the big deal is. I do have one new favorite cleaner for the bathrooms especially, and that is the soft scrub with the hydrogen peroxide or the oxy. Anyway, it's like a really foamy, whatever it is, it smells so good, and it is really great at getting stains out of the bathtub. I use a lot of like purple hair dye and black hair dye to dye my own hair, and it gets those stains out really well and smells good and bubbles up. That's a big thing for me. I don't know why. I just really like the bubbles. It just makes it feel so much cleaner. And this little trivet was super fun to clean with my little detail brushes, which, by the way, all of this stuff you can find in my video description. Okay, we're going to take the oven door off because this just makes it so much easier to clean the oven. And if you want to know how to take your own oven door off, most of them are pretty similar, but I have run across a couple that might be a little trickier, so you might just want to look up your specific model and see how to do it. But usually it's just a little clip that you have to undo and comes right off. So the back of this oven was Oh my gosh. Amazing. I need a better adjective for that because it was even more than amazing. It was just, I wanted to lick it. Okay, no, I didn't. That's wrong. That's not the right thing to say. But it just, I don't know. When something excites me that much, I like want to ingest it. Is that weird? like when you see a cute baby or a cute dog or something, I like want to eat it. I know I don't really want to eat it, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? I don't know why I was trying to get into these little areas with the bigger razor scraper because I'm pretty sure she had a little one there for me to use. So I don't know what I was thinking, but I guess it worked. But I am going to come in and scrub it with a Scour Daddy scrub sponge just to get off any of the other little bits that are left. And a word of warning here because I always have to give this disclaimer. If you have a self-cleaning oven and you want to use a self-cleaning feature, be my guest. If you scrub your oven with oven cleaner and razor scraper and the scrub sponge and all that, you might take off the coating that's supposed to protect it when it does a self-clean feature. However, I always tell people to never use the self-clean feature because there are so many reasons why. And I'm not going to list them all here because I've listed them probably in 3 other videos, which in fact, I will link one right here if you want to know some of the reasons why I never use the self-cleaning feature. And I keep adding more reasons to that list. But yeah, so go check out that video if you don't already know those reasons. But yeah, if you're never planning on using that, this is perfectly fine to use oven cleaner and an abrasive sponge on it. It's just fine. Okay, this razor scraper that I'm using has a slight flaw to it, or at least I feel like it's a flaw, and you'll see what I mean here in just a second. But it has a button on the front of it that releases the razor, which is great for when you want to change the razor, but I kept hitting it. See right there. You see the razor just fall out? And yeah, the razor would just pop out. And so I'm not sure I love that, but I think I'm going to change the description or the link on my video description just to go to a different razor scraper because this one's not my favorite. The one that I use is not the same one because I already had it. And so I just linked the one that looked the closest to what I already had. But I think I'm going to change it for that reason. Also, I did use some Dawn Powerwash on this, or I think it was just Dawn, after I had wiped off all of the oven cleaner. So you don't want to just mix those two. It's probably okay, but I just, yeah, don't advise that you mix any of those chemicals. And at this point, I was thinking I really want to get in between these windows because it was still so brown, as you can see. So you'll see me take apart this door, and it ends up being one that is very similar to my own, which is unfortunate because it is a pain to get back together. So how I got around that so that I didn't have to take it all the way apart is I just propped it open with a water bottle or Gatorade bottle, Powerade bottle, whatever, so that I didn't have to take it all the way apart. You'll see what I mean here in just a minute. Yes. So, okay, yes, this is very much like mine. So these ones are a little trickier, which I'm gonna do this in a little bit different way than I did mine because the stuffing, or the, yeah, whatever, what's that, I can never think of these words, yeah, you know, the stuff inside here, sometimes will come all the way out, and so you have to like get it back in there just right. So, hang on, let me pull it up this way. Oh wow, that's pretty fun. So here's a before and after of that one pane of glass, and then you'll see the other pane of glass that I was able just to pop out of there without causing disruption to the insulation, just so I could wash that over by the sink a little better. So this next section, this would have been easier to clean out had I been able to close the door. But the reason I have it tilted forward is just to prevent some of the liquid from dripping down in between those window panes again. And I think somehow I still got some down in there, because you'll see at the very end when I do the after pictures, a couple of streaks. So that kind of made me sad, but at least it was a lot cleaner than we began with. Okay, I just wanted you to hear a sampling of Jezelle's voice, just so you know what I'm talking about when I say she has a sweet and calm, just relaxing voice to listen to. So I'm just asking her about who does most of the cooking.
Actually, lately it's been my husband. Last few months he's been cooking. Well, he decided last year
But he just wants to.
He enjoys cooking. Because he never cooked. I always cooked.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he started watching TV, started watching programs, started getting interested in it, and then he started making bread, and he was making pizza dough, and then he started on other things, on meats, and then I introduced him to Pinterest.
See, couldn't you just listen to her talk all day? And I could especially listen to her talk all day about somebody else cooking, since that is one of my least favorite things to do. I mean, it's, I guess, mostly the planning and stuff, but I've decided that not cooking is my love language. I don't think that was an option, but that is my love language. For my birthday, take me out to eat or cook a meal and I will clean it up. I don't care, as long as I don't have to cook. I am one happy girl. And my husband does pitch in where he can. However, he does have 2 jobs, and the school year just started again, and he's an adjunct professor, so he is gone a couple of those nights each week. And so when I get asked the question, like, what are we having for dinner, I just want to go lock myself in my room and cry. Like, why do we have to eat every night? Okay, and now I just listened back to that part of my voiceover, and I'm kind of feeling like a brat, because I should just be thankful that we get to eat every day, and even once a day, but let alone 3 meals a day. So I'm just going to be thankful for that. And now we'll take our attention back to these oven racks, which came out amazing, because usually I have to scrub for a lot longer than this to get them looking somewhat decent. And I'm sure if I left them overnight, it would be even better, but they came out pretty great, I think. Okay, and here's an after of that oven, and then I'll show you a before and after, so you remember where we started, because remember how greasy this was? I mean, beautifully dirty. That's what I really mean, but it came out so shiny. Okay, last thing is the floor, and I got a little spoiled, and she had a Swiffer. I have a Swiffer, but it's like the older style. It's not the fancy new one that she had, so I'm kind of tempted to splurge on a new Swiffer at some point. Although it is a splurge. I mean, I do have a decent mop system. In fact, it's the same one that I did paid video for, and now that I've had it for a few months, I have to be honest and say, I mean, it's good, it works well, but it is kind of a pain to get the microfiber pads onto it, but once they're on, I think it works great. So do I recommend it? I don't know. If you can get those pads on, I think it works well, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't have a huge preference for any mop. The Swiffers are great, but I do like the ones that are washable. It just is a little bit more sustainable, I guess. Not as expensive, but I don't know. It is a splurge, the Swiffers. Okay, let's see the afters of this kitchen. I just love the pops of the blue and red in this kitchen that is otherwise just white, and it just brightens it up. I haven't really decided if I like white kitchens. They do feel a lot brighter and happier, but they also don't hide anything. So I guess it's the same kind of thing as like white towels, where they don't really hide stains well, but you can also bleach them. So I don't know. It's a matter of opinion. Okay, and that stove and range area and the area above it, remember how greasy it started? And here's that after. So much cleaner. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. And remember to go like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. You guys are the best. Have a wonderful week. And by the way, these are Jezelle's dogs that are going to be our outro today. They were very sweet.